Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and the mess. That is my undried hair. Okay, so I've been thinking about what kind of video I wanted to do this week, and I actually had a different video planned for this weekend, but I've been watching a lot of writing routine and writing ritual and writing process videos lately, and been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram. And it got me thinking, because I've always thought about my writing routine as just what time I sit down to write. And that's kind of like it. But watching these videos, I realized that there are a lot of different things that different authors do differently. And there are many aspects that affect what you could call your writing routine, or could be added to your list of writing rituals, or whatever you want to call it. So I thought today would be fun for me, as I am finally, for the first time in forever, feeling well enough in the middle of the day to not have a nap, to spend my afternoon getting in a little writing, getting in a little organizing and business work, and just sit down and think through what is my writing routine. What are all the different aspects of it, and how has it changed over the last couple of years? And what things about it need to change in order to maintain my level of productivity. We're gonna see, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me, of course, because what fun would it be otherwise? And just have fun with this video. Just keep it laid back, keep it casual. Obviously, I'm going to do something with this. I might even put on some makeup, we don't know. But yeah, just come along and let's see what I got going on with my writing routine and what I'm working on this week. All right, hair is out of the way for now. Okay, so the first, I guess, question about the writing routine is actually, what time of day do I write? Am I a night writer, a morning writer, an afternoon writer? That by nature, I am more of a night writer, just that once I get writing in the evenings, if it's something that I'm really passionate about and I'm really into the scene, I can easily write from 9 o'clock at night to 1 in the morning if I'm really in the groove. But I do tire out pretty easily these days, and it really does not match my schedule to do that. So I do the next best thing, which is to have an afternoon writing schedule. Now, up until pregnancy, afternoons were my time to write, unless it was NaNoWriMo or something. So 1 to 3 was my time. So I'm trying to make sure you can't see my vision board back there because it has book covers. Let's see. So right now it's 2:02, so normally this would be the time when I would start writing if I was doing an afternoon writing session. However, with the desperate need suddenly to nap every afternoon, I found it more and more difficult to rely on that schedule, so I have switched over to an evening writing routine where sometime between 8 and 8:30 I'll start writing, usually whenever the girls go to bed. And then I'll just sit and write until I'm finished with that scene, which can be anywhere from a half an hour to an hour and a half, to 2 hours, depending on how hard the scene is to write or how long it is. The next question, I guess, would be related to my plotting, but I think that this is kind of I've answered this a lot, just by the kinds of videos that I've made. I am a self-proclaimed plantser, which means part plotter and part pantser. I make an outline, and with Littlehood, I've had to go very detailed sometimes, others not so much. But I also don't mind straying from my outline. In fact, I regularly stray from my outline. Almost every scene, I will stray from the outline to some degree. Sometimes it's just a change enough in the scene that I can keep on going. Other times it completely reroutes something later in the story. So I just kind of adjust as I go. I don't really like writing sprints. There are a lot of people that I watch and that I talk with that's how they get their writing done, is by having a 10 to 20 minute writing sprint where they sit down and just write, and then they take a break and they do something else. I can't do that. Okay, I take that back. During NaNoWriMo, it helped because I was having trouble actually getting into the scenes, and sometimes just giving myself a time limit to see how many words I could get in would help me to get into the scene a little faster. But normally I can't really do that because I will finally get into the scene about 10 to 20 minutes into my writing session. And then if I have a timer go off, first of all, I hate timers. They scare me to death. They're always that loud beeping startles me. I hate that. But it really disrupts the flow. I'll have just got into the story in the character's head, and then the timer goes off and I have to stop. So I don't really like writing sprints. If I can get away with doing something else, I will. Do you track words? Do you track scenes? Do you track time? I track by scene if possible because I'm an overwriter. So if I track by words, it's really easy for me to get away without doing very much work. I can sit down and write 1,500 words in an hour session. Easy peasy if I'm not actually like having to write a full scene. So what I end up with is a lot of fluff. If I have to write the whole scene though, then I actually have to sit down and write something meaningful, which takes a little bit longer. My scenes are usually between 1,500 and 2,000 words. So it will usually take me an hour to 2 hours to write any given scene. So right now with Littlehood, I have myself the challenge of writing 4 scenes a week, which last week was awesome because I actually wrote 6. I wrote 2 very short scenes on Saturday that wrapped up Act 1. So that was very exciting. But yeah, that's how I track. Although I do keep track of my word counts every day just to help inspire me and to help me to see that I am making progress and that I am getting a lot of words done. It helps to feel like every month is nano almost with that. I mean, it's a pretty little notebook and it was like $3. Oh my gosh, can you guys hear Kaylin singing Twinkle Twinkle? But it's a very pretty, like mermaidy, fairy tale-y notebook that I got at Burke's for $3, so I'm not complaining. And then, there went my jar of pencils. But this is how it just sits like that on my bedside table. And I have, oh, I probably should cover this. But I have my writing goals, I have my books that I'm trying to read, and then of course I have my video ideas over here that I'm not supposed to show you. And then I have my word count tracker, which I do, by week, and I see how many words I've written every day. So, yeah, that's it. That's my notebook. I do try to make it interesting. You guys know my obsession with colored pens. I try to make it interesting and use a selection of these. Right now, as you saw, the month's color is purple. So next month, being April and Eastery, probably will end up being pink. Probably. We'll see. Okay, time to put some eyes on and get some work done. Also, the infamous question of tea or coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't even like most coffee drinks. So I stick with tea. I like a lot of different kinds of tea. My favorite is green chai. I can't have green chai right now because I'm pregnant. So I have a black chai and I try to limit it to about 3 cups a week right now. And this is one of my very favorite mugs. It's not a writer mug, but it just feels really good in my hand. It feels bigger than the writer mug. So normally, I pretty much just drink water. Like round the clock, that's what I drink. It's boring, but it's healthy at least. I stay hydrated. Also, something that I do while I'm reading, besides a ton of drinking of water, is I listen to, or sometimes I listen to music. I listen to like these little mixes of music on YouTube, or sometimes I'll listen to rain or wind or a storm. Sometimes I'll listen to a combination of the two. I'll keep 2 tabs open. And it's just, I do enjoy that. I don't always, but lately it's helped because there's always some kind of noise going on in the background with kids. Most of the times, if I can get away with it, I'll just listen to silence. But there are a lot of times where either other people are in the house, like right now, both girls are awake, or if I'm really struggling to get into the emotions of the scene, I will turn on either like some epic battle music for action scenes or some soft piano music like what I'm fixing to listen to for more conversations and emotions and things like that. I have some classical that I listen to as well. I can't listen to anything with words unless like it's a really easy scene to write. I do always use my outline, but I almost never go back through and will reread the scene before or the last couple of sentences of the scene before. Because I write as much as possible like by full scenes, once I've ended a writing session, I've ended the scene. So the next day, it's very logical for my brain to just put that aside because it's done and move on to the next scene, and then I'll go and look over my outline. Right now we are on Fun and Games, yay! Also, I think it's really awesome that I am at 12,755 words, 1 scene into Act 2, or 2 scenes into Act 2. That's pretty cool. approximately a little more than half an hour, and I got 669 words in. And so that'll get me about halfway through this scene. And since I do have some writing time tonight, and I did want to take time to go ahead and edit and upload this video so that it's ready on Saturday, I'm going to go ahead and stop for now and save it for tonight. But I'm excited that I got some done in an afternoon sprint. On Monday, I actually got a full scene in the afternoon and didn't have to do any writing, which I've been doing some world building for my high fantasy series in the nights sometimes, there you go. So just getting as much done on Littlehood as early as possible in the day is very helpful for that. As for snacking while writing, it is loved, but not a necessity. And I have been trying really hard lately to stick with healthier snacks. I'm going to be honest though, my favorite is just classic grapes and cheese. I love it. Another thing that I think could fall under the writing routine or writing rituals part of this video is, what do I work on during my writing time? And I do work on multiple projects, but I don't always do them at the same time. I will have one book that I will spend 2 to 3 months drafting. Then once the drafting is done, I'll switch over to something else, which would be in the editing phase or the plotting phase or whatever. And then I'll go back to the other one for the editing, and then I'll go on to something else for drafting a few months later. So I'm cycling through different projects. When it comes down to actually working on multiple projects at the same time, usually what that entails is that I have my writing session for the day, and then the details of the other projects are all minimal. So like right now I am working on 3 projects. I'm working on drafting Littlehood, I'm working on the last details for Snow Dust before its release, and I'm doing world building for my high fantasy series. So right now I'm actually sitting down and I'm going to be working through a checklist for the pre-self-publication of Snow Dust. I have to get that stuff figured out. I kind of have most of it figured out, and I've been doing the soft marketing, but I really need to figure out the details of what I need to do in what order and what videos I'm making, what kind of promotion I'm going to be doing, etc. So yeah, I'm going to sit down and do that real fast. Pretty much is it. That is my writing routine. It's everything I could think of to include in a writing routine / writing ritual video. I guess kind of as like a last thought, as I've been thinking through exactly what my writing routine is and what it all entails, something that has really stuck out to me is that the number one important thing for me for any kind of writing routine to work for me is that it not be complicated. And I don't know if it's just because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to depend on that, or if it's just that I don't really have a lot of time to write anymore. And so when I do get a chance to write, I just sit down and I write. But I cannot think of a single thing other than my laptop and my outline that I absolutely have to have in order to be able to sit down and write. So sorry if this has been maybe like a bit of a boring video. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a lot of fun thinking through all those things. One thing that I did forget to say was where I write. And I think you've seen it in this vlog and in every other vlog, my room. My room, and sometimes the couch, and on rare occasion the kitchen table. That's pretty much it. Oh, I do go outside sometimes on the back porch if the girls are out there playing. But that's it. I stay at my house to write. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like and comment down below on what your writing routine looks like. What are some quirks about your writing rituals? Do you have something that you have to do in order to get in the mood to write? Or do you wish that you did? I think there are times when I definitely wish that I had some kind of a something special that I did that made my writing routine stand out as unique, but I don't. So anywho, yeah, that's it. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe on the way out. I post writerly content like this every week. It's writer journey stuff, my self-publication journey, and helpful hints and tips that I learn along the way. So yeah, that's it for me for today. I hope you all have an amazing rest of the weekend writing. I love you all so, so, so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!